if you're in an interracial relationship and your partner's parents do not accept you due to their culture, do you stay or leave your significant other?
This is
I've been in this situation, guys.
If I was in that situation, I would not leave my partner.
Even if they didn't accept you?
If their parents didn't accept me, it'd be a matter of fact where I sit them down and say, listen, you need to talk to your parents. They need to, fair enough, they don't have to fully accept me because everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but I would say they have to respect me and they have to respect my family.
Wait.
Do you get me?
Yeah, okay, let me talk about mine.
Oh, right.
Now she's ready.
Now, obviously, so I was in an interracial relationship for a few years. Anyway, so I was in it for but it was such a rocky road because at first, especially for me, like my parents didn't accept him and his parents didn't accept me, so it was like...
Ooh, that secret thing.
That
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Forbidden love.
So it was one of them ones, and then obviously it got to the point because I'm like, how can this relationship continue? Because if our parents are never gonna get along, or it's...
Did they ever meet though? Did the parents ever meet?
No. I met his parents, and they were fine and that, but it's because he had these parents and he had his grandparents. The person used to live with their grandparents. So when they used to live with their grandparents, were like, no, it's not happening, blah blah blah. Even when he told them, they was like, I'm gonna kick you out of the house.
Is it ever that serious?
Literally deep. So just you know how African people, they have that one mindset, they're like terrorists.
Yeah, they're gonna kill you, fam.
They're just like, these parents, they're gonna poison you, they're gonna chop your head off.
Wow.
But then at the same time, the guy said to me, listen, at the end of the day, we're gonna create our own family. So that's the thing that it's true, because once
that's rude though.
It wasn't true.
No, what are you talking about?
It wasn't you because really, okay, you guys are gonna have a family together. Let's deep it. Okay.
How's it gonna work?
Are your grandparents gonna come to the wedding? No.
Are they gonna baby?
Nah, definitely not. If I have an interracial child and my family couldn't, my parents or family members couldn't accept it, I couldn't bring my child around them because that means they cannot accept my child. Imagine how peak it is. At the end of the day, your parents think they obviously because I'm thinking back before races would even mix. Before, when it was really strict, there was probably black people that like white people, and then fans no, that is not happening. But at the end of the day, it got to the point that those people were like, no, I'm gonna do what makes me happy, because at the end of the day, you've lived your life, you've lived your happiness, and now you're depriving me of mine because you have a certain view. Do you know what I mean? But the race things, I feel like it got to the point that you just overcame it. You overcame it. It was just we don't really care. You got to the point you're just I don't really care. My parents still loved me, and they will slowly accept it. And the same with you. If your parents love you, they will have to accept it.
So I think sometimes it can be hard though, because I'm just using this as an example, but obviously in Muslim families there's a lot of things that you can't do. Do you know what I mean? So obviously they can do things I heard someone told me about. Basically, there was a Muslim girl and just a normal guy, right? And he was going out with this Muslim girl, and obviously the Muslim girl she couldn't tell her family about her boyfriend, and it was that deep that she was gonna be sent to her country and she was gonna be stoned if she was going out with somebody that wasn't Muslim. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter a person's skin color, and if your parent as well is can't accept that, and they're pushing your friends down, they're pushing your significant other down, they're pushing your child down because of the color of their skin. I'm sorry, but they're not the most amazing person in the world, and you need to rethink that. You need to think you need to either sit down and talk with your mom and be like, I know you've always been there for me, I know you birthed me, I know you fed me, I know you did everything for me, but this part of you needs to change. We're living in an age where you can't go outside, you can't live your life with that kind of mentality. I hate somebody because of the color of the skin.
That's interesting to say that, because my grandmother, my mum's mum, went through that, because my family is bare mixed race. That sounds weird. My family is bare mixed race. So on both, not on both sides, on my mum's side. So my great granddad came to England when he was 18 from Nigeria, and he married a white woman in the 1940s. So that must have been mad. Thinking about that must have been mad. But he taught her Yoruba and all that, and she was integrated in the culture. And my family's progressed like that throughout time, and obviously I'm mixed race now. So my mum is Nigerian and Scottish, and my dad comes from the Caribbean, so Grenada. And I remember I had a conversation with my dad one time, and he said, even though your mum is mixed race, but she's got very light skin because she's you know, mixed race, whatever. But he said people have a problem with that, but you just gotta wash it off your back. Because if you care about a person, you wanna be with them, you wanna have kids with them, it shouldn't matter. Now, but if a family doesn't accept you, because I've been in an interracial relationship as well, and I had no problem, luckily. But I know people that do. But you just got I don't know. It might get to a certain point where if they're racist to you, I won't have it. I'll be like, nah. Even though I might love you, even though even though I might care about the girl. Even though I might care about the girl at the time, if her parents or grandparents are calling me this and that, I can't have that. I can't let that work.
Exactly, that's just disrespectful.
If my parents, which they're not, but if hypothetically, if my parents were racist, I couldn't co-sign that. They'd have to go. Parents or not, birth or not, I'm out.
I agree with that as well, because I feel like when it comes to like relationships and stuff, I feel like parents have a big say in it. Like at the end of the day, you have to see them every time. Say you move it to another level where they know about you, have to see them every time. So if they're then looking at you thinking, you know, because at the end of the day, you can tell when someone's off with you. Do you know what I mean? If they're looking at you and being weird, you're gonna feel uncomfortable, and you're not gonna wanna pursue something with that, because when it comes to the wedding day, that's supposed to be the happiest day of your life. If they're then sat there like, do you know what I mean? And they're not feeling it.
Not only that, they will call up your family.
But at the end of the day, this is someone that has brought me to life. I cannot just then cut her out like she's any random person on the street, because she's brought me up to be who I am. So I can't then, you know, as much as she may be racist, like I don't approve of racism at all, and I would try my best to cut her off. But then again, because that is her grandchild, she might be racist to a lot of people. But when it comes to her grandchild, she might think, oh, that's my grandchild, I really love him. So she might treat him differently as she treats, you know, everyone else differently. Like she might look at the racist people like, you know, I don't like them, blah, 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 or that's my grandchild, so I'm going to love him regardless, you know what I mean? Because that is her blood, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm not condoning racism at all. I'm just saying, when it comes to cutting people off as close as your parents, it's not as easy as everyone on the panel was making it seem like.
Wherever you're from, tell everybody.
Yeah, but it's not even about.
Listen.
Listen. This is what I keep saying. I keep saying, in a sense, it's one of, because you're living with them.
It's not about living.
No, listen. It's one of those things. When you're not living with your parents now, like obviously you're living in student accommodation. You rarely see them. That is how your life is going to be with that person. You rarely see your parents. You might come and visit them once or twice. So you can't say that once or twice visit is going to affect something.
Yeah, but can you have a baby with someone who's racist though? Imagine you have a youth, and they're calling that you this and that.
Are you gonna want that?
That means that person's racist. Why would I be going out with someone who's racist?
No, because at the end of the day, parents are racist.
Yeah, because that's nothing to do with me. That they live.
No, because
your kid might go to the house.
Yeah, but I won't
be abusing your kid.
Yeah, but I won't introduce my child.
No, because you can't do that. No, you can't. That's not fair.
How am I gonna bring my child?
No, that's not fair.
But then
that is their grandchild.
No,
they can say to you, that's my grandchild.
No, it doesn't matter. How on earth am I gonna be bringing someone to? How am I gonna bring a child to somewhere else when they're racist?
Right, okay, so let's say the guy. Let's say the guy is racist or whatever. The parents are racist, right? Okay, so if you sit down with whoever it is and say, okay, your mum's racist, I don't want that child near her, do you actually think he's gonna be like, yeah, that's fine?
I just think that Philly chats so much shit. Like, I feel like half the time he doesn't even know what he's talking about. He just says things for the sake of saying things, literally.
He's not going to be like, that's completely fine.
If he knows how
at the end of the day, that's his mum. You have to
it's not about that. If you know how your parents are, I know people whose parents, they know their parents are shady. They know what their parents are. They come off.
He himself wouldn't want to.
If your parents are saying that now, but it's not as easy. You can't be like, let me lock up my parents.
No, yes, it is.
Going back to Philly's statement about, if obviously your mom's racist, but she's the most amazing woman in the world, and like you can still have the same relationship with her, like that is just stupid. Because like, how can your mom be the most amazing person in the world but then she's racist? Do you know what I mean? Like,
want his child in that environment. If he saw his parents disrespecting his children, at the end of the day, he would be like, no, I'm sorry, you're my parents, but that's my child.
So you trying to say that you just be able to lock it off like, oh yeah,
yes.
If
that happens.
Hypothetically though, if your parents are racist, you would lock them off though.
Exactly.
You would.
Yo, but I'm trying to make the point is it wouldn't be as easy as them.
But you would come off though.
No,
You would,
listen,
but it wouldn't be like, okay,
listen, think
you're
about
racist.
it now. No,
Bye.
listen,
Do you know what I mean? It's
think
not
about
like
if your parents are racist and imagine okay, imagine I'm black now. Okay, I'm black.
You are black.
I am black. I will say imagine I'm white now, but I put imagine I'm white now and I have all my friends are black and my parents are racist.
Exactly. You
Am I
wouldn't
going to bring them to
No.
the house? No.
No,
Am I
exactly.
going to bring them around my parents? No. So why would I not do that with my child if I'm going to do
because
that
it's
with my
not as easy to be
Nah,
like,
right,
oh,
nah,
no,
nah.
I understand. I don't get
If I don't bring my
I
friends around you, why would I bring
I understand,
my
don't
child
get
around
twisted.
you?
By the end of the day, it's not easy to just sit your parents down and be like, you're racist, I'm locking you off, bye.
Well, you
Just
should
no,
not
no,
You
I'm
don't
not.
have to say it like that.
Yeah,
but
you
you-
won't.
no, you have to say your parents that say, listen, you're obviously the way you talk to my friends, the things you say, it's disrespectful, it's rude. You can't say that, it's racist. And you're not saying right, like, okay, change the way you are, but you're saying like, fam, you need to respect that person. They're a human being at the end of the day. They have
Exactly.
feelings. You can't talk to people like that.
Obviously,
Wait,
you
let me
can't. By
see.
the end of the day, you can't just.
Wait,
lock
no,
them
no,
off
But
like
at the
that.
same time, you have
That's
to
what
say
I'm
to
trying to
your,
make the
but then
point.
again, you have to say to your parent, if you're my mum or you're my dad, if you want me to be happy, you have to literally accept this person for who they are.
Listen, let me say, this is how you
It's
lock
like
up your
the best
parents.
intro.
This is what people
And if they
do.
don't want to, you say, listen, I'm not
Wait,
going to
wait,
come
wait.
here.
Wait,
I'm
listen.
going to bring my
Listen. Can you understand?
That's
You're
true.
not living with your parents. You're living your own life. You give them chances. You're like, your mom, dad. This is what I mean. Are you gonna give this? Like, I'll give you a chance. If I feel like you're not trying to make the effort,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
Right,
you're not
okay,
gonna see
okay,
it.
so okay, so
I'll talk to you on the phone and text you now and again.
I
but
know
that's about
so many people that like older people even that are in relationships and there's at least one person that doesn't get along with their mother-in-law, their father-in-law, and they hardly ever see each other except for like family occasions. Literally, so many people live like that. Like it's not even that deep anymore.
Exactly.
Right, okay, so we're talking about if you don't live with your parents or blah blah blah, or you know, if you don't live with your parents. So if you do live with your parents and then they're acting crazy and you say, okay, you're acting crazy, I'm not gonna deal with it. At the end of the day, we all go through struggles with our parents. Our parents have done things where we thought, I'm never gonna forgive you for that because we feel like, nah, that's just over the line. But they're our parents. We go back to them either way. They could kill someone that you know, and in your head you'll think,
No.
right, okay, let me speak. Your parents, your parents can do the most. They can do anything to you, but in your heart, they brought you to life.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yes, fine,
there's no
but
going back.
you need to understand it. You
But
can't
it's 2017, innit? You can't be racist in 2017.
No, you can't. I'm not tolerating.
Yeah, I know.
If you're at the point where you found the right person, they're your person, and your parents are racist, like I'm thinking like 9 times out of 10 the person would move out and start living with that other person and start their life. They don't have to depend on the parents, because if you think about it, we're all at the age where we are able to move out. There's options for us. If it's like we're in high school, people would just probably lock it off because like, this is too much stress, I'm in high school. But we're adults now, we're grown.
What about people in high
We're
school?
still babies though.
We're still
we're still babies.
Yeah, of course. But
At
we
the end
have
of the day, obviously you might be like, okay, you know, you're racist, so I don't really want to bring that kind of energy around you, but you're not gonna lock them off because say they are racist to your friends and you don't like them doing that. At the end of the day, racist is a no-no, but if they're not doing it to kind of you, or they're not
They
doing
are
it,
doing it
no,
to
but
you.
let's think about it right there.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying?
Nah, I know what you're saying, right? But listen, me personally, I love girls of all races.
So do I.
All races are beautiful.
Throw that out
Just
there.
put it out there.
All races are boom, okay? And let me not speak too much. But
Guys promote himself, you know. All races.
there you go. No. But obviously my mom's not racist. But if my mom was racist and I brought a girl to the house or whatever, if she had a problem with that, you can't accept it. No matter what age you are, you can't accept it. You have to put someone in check, in place, because it's 2017. Racism has no place. And our generation, we're a good generation because we got a lot of mixed race people our age. We got a lot of interracial dating at our age, and we're the pendulum. We're when the pendulum swings, and we can say, you know what, our kids, we might live in a time where there is no racism if we train the next generation in the right way.
You know what it is? Obviously, I understand that, but what I'm trying to say is, you might say to your parents, "Oh, you're racist." Like, you know, I don't. There's different ways you can go about it. You can say you're racist.
Yeah, but you're not
no,
gonna
wait,
say
let me
like
speak.
that.
Let me speak. Right? Okay. So you can say like, okay, you're racist and you act racist towards people that I love. Blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, you can be like, I don't want to bring them around you, but that doesn't affect your relationship with your mum, because you can have the best relationship with your mum. Okay, let me finish. Okay, so you can have the best relationship with your mum. We all have flaws. That could be her one flaw. And it's a big flaw, but that could be her one flaw. And you might think, okay, she doesn't do that around me all the time, but when I do bring people in our space, she does it. So then you can be like, okay, I'm not going to bring them people around you, but we can still have a relationship, because that's never been a problem. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's how you can do things.
I completely disagree with that. I completely disagree with that, because the thing is, like you said, like our generation, most of us aren't racist because we're around so many different groups of people. Do you understand? So obviously, like if your mum's racist, of course that will affect the relationship with your mum. Because like you said, like everyone has flaws, but if you see your mum as this queen, this goddess, and then she comes out and starts attacking people that you know because of their skin color, you're gonna be thinking, is my mum the person I thought she was? Do you know what I mean? That's just gonna be so disappointing. And not only that, if by your mum being racist, okay, if she doesn't agree with the people you hang out with, why does she have to say it? Why can't she keep it to herself? No. Because she must know, by me saying that in front of my son and his friends, what am I actually achieving? I'm upsetting his friends and I'm upsetting him. So, like, for her to be saying that, of course even if she's not purposely doing it, she's still trying to come at you, because that's only going to upset you.
How I think about it is racism.
Why is no one letting me speak?
Yeah, go on.
2 seconds. Because I'm saying, obviously, I agree with her in the sense that it will affect you in a sense, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make you happy. If you have imagine my best friend was black and I can never bring my friend to my house because my mum has a problem, it's going to affect me. It's going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed off. The same way if my own person I love, who I think is my world, is another race, and I can't bring them to the house because my mum don't like them because of their skin color. I can't even bring them to bed because my mum don't like them because of my skin color. It's going to get to the point where you're going to be pissed off. That relationship is not going to. You're going to be like, well, I know you're nice to me and you're racist to everyone else, but the relationship is not going to be the same.
Like that.
Well, okay, let's go back to Andrea's point for a second, because I heard what you said there. You was like, oh, you know, if even if they think it like subconsciously, like you don't have to say it. At the end of the day, things that you think of your subconscious are gonna make you react a certain way. So you might think in your head, oh, that dirty, blah 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 blah. If that person then tries to communicate with you, you're going to act off, because in your head you are thinking that. Do you know what I mean? It's not about education, because she was talking about, okay, you might think it but don't act on it. But at the end of the day, if you're thinking on it and someone, say you don't like someone, right, and then you don't say that to someone, like, I don't like you, and they come up to you and they're like, oh my god, how you like, and then you're like, I don't want to. At the end, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but this is what I keep saying about. This is what I'm saying about. You have to educate them to the sense. For example, if I just saw Everjoy now and I feel like I don't like her, I made a judgment. I've got no. But when I actually meet her and she talks to me, and I might get to the point and I'm like, right. Oh, I actually do like it because she's actually a nice person. But if I just think I don't like, let's say, black people because of this, that. You've never sit with them. You've never given me a chance.
And and especially parents like always preach about education. Like when you go to somebody's house, you need to greet them properly. You need to wash up after yourself. You need to do whatever. So obviously, like if they're preaching to you about education, they need to practice what they preach, and they also need to show that same education to other people, even if they don't like them, because you can't tell your kids to act one way but you're not following the example. Do you know what I mean?